Welcome to the sports, we a menace. Yeah. Feel like we in the pool, go swimming. Yeah. I'm on the beat, I took off. Let the game talk, don't need a look off. I run off on the interview football. Yeah, then you ain't that look off. We get green like bait, we poking that bear, no, it's big South K. They talking about Wilson, you know they go crazy. And I'm feeling like Trey, I pull up for the trade. Yeah.
Welcome to Tiger Town Podcast. I'm Talia.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Cam.
And you can find the show on all podcast platforms. Remember to like, share, comment, and 5-star rate. How have you guys' weeks been so far?
Exhausting. All the games that we've had so far this week.
Oh my God, yes.
And we have a game today. Exhausting, but fun. How about you, Cam?
Mine was all right. It hasn't been tiring, but it's been a pretty chill week, basically.
Yeah, same as me. Pretty chill week. Didn't really do much this week.
What about you, Talia? How was your week?
Same thing with all the games. They tried to make me walk a mile in ROCC today. Well, they wanted me to run it. I walked.
It's crazy.
Wasn't having it.
That's great. All right, now it's time for the question of the day. If you were a superhero, what would your powers be and why?
I want to fly. I've always wanted to fly. I just feel like it'd be fun. Very freeing.
Just flying.
If not flying, maybe like a little teleport moment.
I was going to say that.
Maybe read minds. One of those three things.
Mine would probably be like invincibility.
Invisible.
Invincibility.
Invincibility?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, I'd be like invincible.
Why?
Not invisible.
No, I got you.
Invincible.
Why?
Because I take pain, so I can jump off like a building and then just get up and keep on.
But then, so basically, you're immortal and you never die.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna see
But then you feel like that would not affect you mentally
forever.
at some point.
At some point.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's getting deep. Go ahead, Jack.
At some point.
Go Josh. Go Josh. Go Josh.
I probably would want to read people's minds so I can know what people thinking and stuff like that.
I know I said the same thing, but you don't think you get your feelings hurt?
Yeah, I'm about to say.
That's what I would do.
I feel like
You're
I
going too
cry.
deep.
I
It's
would really care that
This is supposed to be a fun question.
It is fun. I was just asking if you think you get your feelings hurt.
Probably. I don't really care as much though.
All right.
Not to be like you, Talia, but I would like to teleport. I feel like it would save time so much faster.
I think flying is just fun. I don't know.
Okay, so now it's time for the Tiger Town Sports Recap. This Friday here at Wilson U. The football team takes on Darlington Falcons at 7:30. Wilson is preparing to play a better game than the past 43-0, bringing the energy and athleticism. Hopefully, Wilson is able to pull out the win, beating the odds.
The Lady Tiger volleyball team has had a very successful week. On Monday, they beat Marlboro County in 3 straight sets, 25-12, 25-17, and then 25-17. They beat South Florence on Tuesday in 3 straight sets, 25-19, 25-17, and 27-25. And they beat Hannah Pamplico yesterday in a dominating game. The sets were 25-14, 25-13, and 25-12. They are on a 3-0. They are 3-0 heading on to tonight's game against West Florence right here at the U. Good luck, Lady Tigers.
The boys volleyball team faced South Florence on Tuesday at South Florence, and after a good fight, they lost 3 sets. The Lady Tigers face West Florence here tonight at home. JV starting at 5:30, and varsity will play right after. And the boys play West Florence at West Florence starting at 5:30. Come out to support. Go Tigers.
All right, now it's time for the topic of the week, and that is what is the major challenges that student athletes face?
Well,
I feel like we all have a lot to say about this, all being student athletes. I think a big thing for me is like time management between, sorry, Lauren, my schoolwork and then like finding time to do all my work with volleyball, getting enough sleep. Just like overall, it's so hard on you, like mentally, but your body too. It's just that time management is killing me.
Yeah, I feel like it's like that, and then like trying to meet the expectations of the sport is like a challenge, a big challenge that people struggle to have, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot to juggle, like maintain like sports and your grades at the same time, and still make a time to do other things also.
I would say just like you said, Cam, being successful in sports and in school, it's hard to be able to be like really good at both and managing that really well.
All right, so back on time management. How do you manage your time effectively between practice, games, and classes?
I don't know if I manage it effectively, not gonna lie.
Most of the time, like whenever we have home games and stuff, like even on the bus, 2 games, we'll do our work on the buses or in the stands, or some people will anyway. But like I don't really do that.
Yeah, I'm about to say I
was gonna
refuse
say, I
to
don't
open
do
my
that.
Chromebook on the bus before
Oh.
games. I'm trying to chill, get my mind right. I don't need school stressing me out. I don't take that negative energy.
I just
So
stay up late.
I do
stay
my-
late and do my work at home.
yeah, I try to do my work at home. If I have work, because like one of my college classes, my work's due at 5. I try to do that before the games. Obviously, I got to because it's due. But other than that, I'm just gonna wait.
Well, like I actually started this year, like starting like planning out my day like the night before. So like I am like starting to get more time management, but like back like right now, like I try doing like most of my work during school, so it's like I can devote like my time for like practices or whatever, like whatever sports thing I have to do after school. So like I'm trying, but it's like it's not like I am top tier at doing these things.
Yeah, it's hard too, especially if it's classes you're not interested in. You're just like, "Ugh, I don't feel like doing
It's
it.
a lot of like most of my classes that I'm not interested in.
Yeah, I just push stuff off so bad. I try not to.
I used to like do my homework like at school like before practice, but I stopped and I just do it like when I get home, like after practice and going to the gym and stuff like that.
What sacrifices have y'all had to make in terms of social life and personal time?
I've took away a lot of my personal time for sports.
Yeah.
Like social life, like it's things that I'll have to say like no, I can do that at practice, or like maybe saying like, oh no, I can't go to this family event because I have practice.
Mhm.
So like a lot of like my personal life, social life, it does get devoted to sports because
Yeah.
like, I play.
I really, anytime I want to hang out with somebody, it has to be on the weekends. And most of the time that's on Saturday. And I mean, that's just one day out of the week. But, or even just like spend time with my family or do stuff at home. Like, I got to really like make sure that I'm doing like stuff whenever I need to be doing it and use my time wisely.
Yeah.
But sacrifices, yes. Like all week it's just sports.
I have a hard time making time for people. Like I try to make time for people, but just like we have so many games sometimes and practices, we practice late. It's hard doing all that on top of volleyball. Like,
And the 4 games this week.
yeah, like
Games in a week
you
is
can't
crazy.
do nothing. I try to do most of my stuff on the weekends, but I still go to the beach for lessons, volleyball, and then I work. So,
Oh no, I don't work.
and then I lose time for working because of volleyball too. So then I don't get as many hours. So it takes away a lot of just me trying to do anything. Everything is just volleyball all the time.
I feel like as like the same as Cam said, I had to say like no to like a lot of questions. Do I want to hang out with people and stuff like that? So like for basketball and stuff.
Do you guys feel that the pressure to perform athletically affects a student athlete's academic performance? Absolutely.
I
I
think
don't.
I would
I
say
If
don't
it
so.
really,
puts
I don't
you-
really know.
I would say so.
I would say no, cause well, I don't. Really, yeah, I'm gonna go with Josh. I don't really know honestly.
I think that for me, it's more the other way around. If my academic performance isn't good, my athletics, because I'm constantly thinking about like a lot of stuff. So now I'm on the court thinking about the homework that I got to do, or like,
Yeah,
oh, I just
okay.
did bad on this. So I feel like it affects me the opposite way. My athletic stuff doesn't really affect my schoolwork, just because once I'm doing my schoolwork, I kind of lock in and I'm trying to do it. Usually I freak out about grades more than athletic
Yeah,
performance because
I
my
do
parents
too.
are strict about
I get you.
grades.
Yeah, I agree with Talia on that. Like it flops. Like if my grades are bad, like I'll be thinking more about my grades than I am
Yeah.
about the sport.
Like on the court, zoned out, like, oh my God,
Yeah,
I just did like so
like-
bad on this. Like, you know,
yeah.
I daydream like about sports all the time, like during class. I'll
Mhm.
just be thinking about sports, or like I watch a game or something over doing my work.
I used to be like that. At some point, I kind of just, I don't know. I guess I wasn't really worried about it as much. Not that I don't care about the sport, but it doesn't bother me like that.
What you got, Josh?
Okay, so do you believe there are support systems in a place to help you as a student athlete with your studies?
Yes. Yes and no. I'm gonna say yes because like when you say support system, like you can email your teacher like, hey, we had a late away game. And she'll like be like, okay, that's fine, just get your work in when you can. So like you can say that is your support system, like in the school wise, and then like your teachers, your parents also like can be very considerate with your schoolwork, like when it comes to sports. So I would say like there is some support system there when it comes to like students with their studies.
I think it kind of depends on like the teacher for that part, because some of them are more lenient than others. Some of them are more understanding.
Yeah, some teachers would be like, well, a student is before athlete, so like you should
Yeah.
got your work in
And
before
they're like,
you went.
you should have done this earlier. Da, da, da. Like one of my classes, my work is due at 5 p.m. And I'm like, I'm at practice or I'm at a game.
Mhm.
That's such like a weird time. And maybe I should have done it ahead of time, but I'm still like other days I'm doing other work for other classes. It's just a lot. So I think some teachers are like, oh yeah, I understand, I'll extend it. And then others are like, no, you should have did it. So I don't know.
A ladybug.
Yeah, it's a ladybug.
Leave it. Let it be. Calm down, Josh.
It's not even how you get.
Okay, so how do you address the stress and anxiety that comes from balancing academics and sports?
Sleep. I do my stuff and I go to sleep.
I cry
Okay.
when I get stressed out. Sorry, I just cry like.
I complain. I'm a very
That
big
too.
complainer. Like
We know.
I'm the one that I have so much stuff to do, but then when that's like I get a free day off, I'm like, I'm bored because I'm not
Mhm.
doing anything.
Yeah.
So I guess you can address it by talking to someone, obviously. Like that, like talking to someone can be a big help. But yeah.
You
That's one thing I
mentioned
do.
planning out your day too.
Yeah.
That
That
would help. I need to
has
start
become
doing that.
helpful planning out my day.
I listen to music a lot, but if I'm not listening to music, I probably go outside and dribble the ball a little bit and get some shots up probably.
According to thriveworks.com, disordered eating patterns, social anxiety, substance and alcohol abuse, depression symptoms, and body dysmorphia are just a few of the mental health issues student athletes deal with. Have you dealt with any of these?
I haven't dealt with social anxiety, but I've dealt with anxiety. Like I worry about things that are beyond my control.
Yeah.
Or I'll go to like the negative standpoint instead of thinking on like the positive side.
I did that too. I just think I let stuff. Well, not most of this, no, but like depression symptoms and stuff. I base how I feel mentally off of my athletic performance most of the time, and academics both put together. So I spend a lot of time just like very stressed out, very anxious about, oh, my parents, like after games, my parents are going to say this, they're going to say that about how I played, or grades. Oh my God, they're going to freak out because I made this grade. Like I worry about all that type of stuff. And I think body dysmorphia a little bit when I first started playing. I wasn't big, but like you kind of look at other athletes and you're like, oh, like how they look different. They weigh more than me or less than whatever. So yeah, I think so at some points I was just like not ate as much because I was like, okay, I got to get skinnier so I can play better. You know?
Whenever I was playing softball, like, because I've been playing baseball and softball since like I could basically walk, and then I started playing volleyball, and like this year, whenever like the preseason tournaments this year was my first actual volleyball tournament, and when we lost that championship game, I cried, and I was like, dang, like volleyball gets to me a lot, and I didn't realize that, and it really like messed with my head for a while.
Okay, so when you say like disordered eating patterns, like is that like I have a terrible eating pattern. Like I don't before working out, I usually don't eat, and I'm probably supposed to. Like my eating pattern is terrible.
Mine is too. My mom yells at me when I don't eat before practices and games, but it's like we're at school. The food
Right.
options aren't that much.
Right. And yeah, like when we start having 4 block and at school, and like I like that first time we were running and I didn't eat. I felt like lightheaded, so I was like, okay. So like once that we start doing 4 block, I started like trying to make myself like eat something, at least something to have my body.
Right, but even if
energy.
you eat the school lunch, it still means my stomach.
Yeah, and then, that's another thing too. So like when I eat and then we go run a mile, it's like I just ate. Like my food has no time to digest. So it's like,
especially having third lunch.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it just sports are so stressful. I don't know. I just be stressed.
Okay, so how can the constant pressure and scrutiny impact a student athlete's mental well-being?
I'm so proud of you for saying
Bro,
scrutiny
my
right.
God.
You did great.
I feel like basically like what we were just talking about like being stressed out during school and stuff like that, like worrying about your grades and stuff. But
But when it comes to like
depends.
pressure though, like you can get pressure from like a lot of different people. Like trying to think, pressure like someone could like be like, you got to shoot better than this person, like, and that can like be in your mind, like mentally, like you can be like, okay, I'm not doing this right. Like I got to shoot better. I got to do this better. So like getting pressure, like peer pressure, like pressures like that, it can be a bit like a big mental health on your
Playing here specifically, since my 8th grade year, I've always kind of been like a big player for Wilson.
Mhm.
So there's always been a lot of pressure on me to do well. Every time we play, I have to do like specific stuff. I feel like I don't play for myself a lot of the time. I'm playing for everybody else. So over the years, that pressure of, okay, I have to do perfect. Like I have to score. I can't make no mistakes because I feel like coach doesn't really react to other people making mistakes like he does to me.
Mhm.
So that's always been stressful for me. And that's always like mentally, that's like drained me. Because then after games, now I'm like, okay, I didn't play how they wanted me to. Now I'm frustrated because I know they expect more from me than everybody else, you know? So that definitely affects this rough.
So y'all know I went to Southside in middle school. Right? Y'all know that.
Boom.
So we played South on Tuesday. Like I was really like hyped up, but I was feeling pressure. Like if we lost, I was like, no way, I'm losing to that school right now. Like that's what kept me like to keep going. Pressure doesn't necessarily like make me perform worse. It just hypes me up even more.
And I love pressure like that. I think it's more of like the pressure of the other kind that I was talking about.
Yeah.
That kind I'm excited. I'm like, okay, now I have to do good. I told you that my coach from Shaw was at the game. That was like, okay, now I got to show off because I don't want him to be like, I don't want you no more. You can decommit now.
What you feel about that, Josh?
My bad.
About pressure.
I feel like it's like a lot of pressure towards like the sport I play and going to Wilson. Not just like to me.
Yeah.
But, like,
well, my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off. But Wilson, like pressure of like for being an athlete at Wilson, that is one of like the like I don't know, a lot of people can't like experience that because they don't play at Wilson. But playing,
they think we're lying about it. Like there's
playing
so much
at Wilson.
pressure.
Like a lot of people say, like being the standard, like that is something like that's pressure right there, like trying to be the standard. But go ahead, Josh.
like my sport that I play, like I feel like it's a lot of pressure, not just towards me, but like to the whole sport. Like going to Wilson, everybody think you're supposed to like be better, and I guess like not supposed to lose a game or stuff like that. So I just feel a lot of pressure towards that.
Yeah, basketball does have a lot. Like y'all set the standard very high.
And anytime like one game is lost or something, like the whole city's trying to bash on us. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, y'all aren't as good as y'all think. It's just like, all right.
They hate on Wilson. They didn't want to come to Wilson. That's like
right. That's what I'm saying. I've got so much hate about going here, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? This is like the best school, like
honestly. Anywho, so according to GradGuard, these are some coping strategies: prioritizing sleep, creating a sleep schedule, and that's what's like honoring.
Where you at?
Prioritizing
sleep. Okay, prioritizing your time management skills and making time for social activities away from sports. Practicing self-care every single day. What do you guys do to cope?
Sleep.
Yep. I do, but I think I miss out on a lot of sleep, so I can't necessarily say that.
Yeah.
I try to make time for the people that I know are going to like bring me back to earth. I talk to them, so I'm like, okay, I'm good, you know?
I sleep. But no, I have like recently picked up reading. Reading is something that calms my thoughts. So yeah, sleep. Sleep and reading is like one of the big things I use for coping.
Personally, I'm on TikTok all the time. Maybe I need to stop doing that, but whatever.
I've been trying to get into like a better schedule, like at home. So like my dad knows whenever I get home, I'm immediately hopping in the shower and then I'm gonna eat. Then I'm gonna do like everything else. But I'm trying to like get in a schedule to make stuff seem more comfortable. And like I don't gotta worry about stuff whenever I get home from school.
Yeah, I said this already, but like I like using music as as cope. Like I love listening to music. It just like calms me down, like makes me feel better.
Speaking of music, like I've been like wanting to talk about this. Like someone told me once that they feel like the reason why people enjoy music so much is because it's someone else saying how you feel and it's something to relate to. So that's why so many people find comfort in music. I think that's just really cool.
Yeah, that's definitely how I am. Like you got people that listen to it just for like the sound and beat. I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm screaming that with my heart all the time.
All right. So how does being a student athlete impact one's ability to socialize and build a relationship on campus?
I feel like you don't have as much time to be social.
But I feel like also since you're playing sports, people know your name. So people that you won't even know will just be like, hey, whatever. And
yeah, that's true.
Okay, yeah, like people, I know a lot of people, they'll be like, you play on the basketball team. Like, they'll dap me up. I don't even know this person. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but I'll dap you up because like, you're supporting me and the team.
Yeah, that's how it was after last season.
Many times.
I know you especially.
To you. I can see it happening to you.
Yeah, after last season, it was like a whole bunch of like football players and stuff that was coming to the games. They were like, "Oh, you're that volleyball player. You're that volleyball player." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, but I think that you also get relationships with your teammates, so you don't really like get close relationships as much outside of the team because like those are the people you're around all the time. Like you'll have them, but those are like that's your group if you have that kind of team.
Yeah, so being good, an athlete can be good, like with socializing.
It could be good and bad.
Yeah. Because sometimes you just want to be alone, and people are bothering you, and then other times it's.
I don't know. The attention's nice, but sometimes it's a lot.
Sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Have you observed any changes in student athletes' self-identity during their time in college?
I don't really keep up with people like that, to be honest. Keep it a book. Keep it a
Yeah,
book.
not gonna lie.
I don't keep up with people like that. So
I've seen a video that I guess I can relate off of. A lot of people say after you finish your college and go into like the real world, it's like you have to find a new identity because your identity the whole time in college was that you're an athlete. So I've seen
Ooh.
that change.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I didn't think about that.
I'm not ready for
Yeah.
that. To not be able to play
Yeah.
sports like how we do.
Because that's all it is now. Oh, what do you do? I play
especially in
volleyball.
college. Like you're
Yeah.
like they ask like your identity. What do you do? Oh, I seen it was the girl. She went to North Carolina State, and she did like they had like speeches for like the graduation. She had a season-ending injury,
Mhm.
and like I guess she said she lost herself because she didn't know what she was supposed to do now that she didn't play a sport. So that is something that I've seen.
Yeah, that is scary.
I don't really watch people that much to pay attention to anything like that.
All right. So what advice would y'all give to student athletes to maintain a healthy social life and sense of self?
Make time for yourself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely make time for yourself. Make
Take
time
care
for
of
the
yourself.
make time for the people you care about too.
Yeah.
Like your really close family, really close friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, stuff like that. Like just make time for everybody that you can that keeps you okay. This is who I am.
Yeah.
I think your sport kind of pulls you away from that at times.
Sometimes I think it's good for you like to take a break from your sport sometimes. But like not a long break, just like a break so like you can find yourself, like talk to people that you care about, stuff like that. Okay. So do you think that a lot of athletes suffer from depression because of these challenges?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
100%.
And then, but with athletes, they're like, they're trained to not show emotion sometimes. So you won't know an athlete's going through depression, and they can be going through depression. So
Yeah.
like that is
Shout out
something
to-
that you.
it's National Suicide Prevention or like Suicide Awareness Month. or
Yeah, we have them
whatever,
on like the back of our
yeah.
ID things.
It's also all over the school.
Oh.
So
Yeah. It's the number to call.
make sure y'all reach out if y'all got your stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of athletes, they're like scared to say something because there's help for it, but you don't want to say anything.
Mhm. That makes you look bad, I guess. You could
Yeah.
say. Like he doesn't have his stuff together. He's a whole athlete.
Right. Like
Yeah.
everybody, like you feel like everybody else is handling themselves fine. So why am I different?
All right. Do you think that a coach ruining the love for your sport is a challenge that athletes face?
Yes.
Wait, what was the question?
Like a
Yeah.
coach ruining the love for your sport. Like, do you think that is a challenge?
Yes,
That
that's why I left
See?
South Florence. That's
You
exactly why I
laughing
left
at
South.
me. That's definitely a challenge people face. Not from personal experience or anything.
Bobby Jones, the head coach
Oh,
for
you're shouting
for
him
South
out.
Florence. Yes, a big shout out over at
Love
South
you.
Florence. He was actually at the volleyball game. He was driving the bus. But anyways, besides the
Oh,
point.
okay.
So he made me just like really like I questioned if I wanted to play softball anymore just because like I felt like it wasn't the same. And then I started playing travel ball again and it was I realized I still wanted it. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to a different school. I'm not doing this.
My 7th grade year at Williams was my first time playing volleyball. It was so terrible. Like, I don't know. I just hated it. And that coach, just like the way she treated us, most of us were new to the sport. And the way we got treated, I almost didn't play my 8th grade year. But I played travel for Coach Davis here. And then he pulled me up to varsity my 8th grade year. So I didn't deal with that again. But I think that over the past couple years after that, I've had a couple experiences with coaches. I'm not going to name drop anybody that have made me want to, like, I'm just like, I don't even know if I want to play anymore. I'm not enjoying it like I was before. But I always got one that brings me back.
Okay, so for me, from playing middle school in 7th grade and 8th grade playing varsity, it was like a big difference. It wasn't until like me asking myself that I want to play anymore. It was like, did my coach hate me because he just screaming at me every second? But I had to understand that like he just trying to push me like to be like the best I could be, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like they're ruining the sport, but it's their drive and passion maybe like a little above yours. So it makes me think, do I really want this? Like, do I want to get up every morning and do the work that I have to do to be great? Like, that's what it's not really ruining the sport, but some coaches do make you question. You're like, question if you really want this or not.
All right. So in y'all's opinion, do you think that the lack of support can be a challenge for athletes?
Yeah. I think through volleyball, we've been through that. There's not even just like not on a personal level, on a more like general. We don't really get a lot of support.
Softball gets no support. Softball is like people would just like always like steady
Yeah.
saying that we suck
Yeah.
and stuff, but it's like
I don't say that.
come on, it's
I mean, I
like,
come to a softball game.
Yeah, I went to one.
Wilson's supposed to be a family. I mean, we are. Like,
We are,
helping
yeah.
build each other up.
I think there's certain sports people just don't really like. They say that we love, like, you know, everybody supports everything, but they don't.
Don't get you wrong. The alumni does support. They do bring the money, but they may not show their face at the.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the support that we see as athletes. So when we don't get it, it's like, well, dang, like nobody cares. Because when I first started playing here, there was like 10 people in the stands, and it was all parents. And they're like, "There you go," and we're like,
Yeah, I think now that
I got you, mom.
Volleyball has come a long way with support.
Yeah, it's grown. I'm very thankful for that support that we get now, because it was not like that when in my 8th grade year. It was terrible.
How do you feel about that, Josh?
I feel like some support. I mean, some sports have more support than others. Like you were saying, like softball didn't really get support, and volleyball. But like as football and basketball, they get all the support. Like everybody's doing all their games and stuff like that. That's how I feel about it.
I'm a support every time though. Love football and basketball, but yeah, it's hard.
Okay, so how has being a student athlete prepare you for life beyond college?
Managing your time. Even though we're not good at it, you have the experience of having so many things to do. I feel as you get to college, you're like, oh, I've seen this type of time schedule before. I'm getting used to this. So yeah.
I think depending on the athlete, it's kind of giving you like, in a way, like leadership skills
Yeah.
that you can take out into your future career, that's good.
I would say for whatever sport, just like learning to keep your composure and not like completely break down from a couple of bad plays.
Some
or a couple,
patience.
yes. And learning how to establish trust in a relationship with your teammates and learning how to play with another person on the court, on the field, whatever.
Yo, this ladybug is making me nervous. I feel like it's about to fly
It's
on
on
my
the
face.
mic. It's on the mic.
All right. So what advice would you give to aspiring student athletes who are about to embark on this journey?
Just stick with it. Just stay faithful in your sport and ask for help if you need it. Always reach out if you need help.
Yeah, I think
Good job, T.
talk to other. I think like my advice would be talk to people. Don't lock yourself up in your room or something. Like talk to your
Yeah.
coaches, talk to your parents, and if you need a counselor, talk to a counselor also.
Understand that there's athletes that have been through that before that you're currently playing with that you can talk to. I try to make it big to let the younger girls know, like, I'm here to support y'all. I've been in the spot that y'all are all in right now. So if y'all need anybody to talk to or you got something going on, like, you can look at me as like I can't think of the word. But yeah, I just try to like know there's people that are there for you.
Josh, you got anything to say?
I know I'm young, but I feel like some people like can look up to me as being like playing like varsity in 8th grade. Like they can do it too. Like just work hard and like keep trying to be the best you could be, I guess.
I keep forgetting that you're a freshman.
Bro, oh my God.
You're crazy.
Okay, so y'all have any final thoughts on the challenges and rewards of being a student athlete?
No. Well, reward. If we were talking about challenges, we can say something about
Rewards.
With being a student athlete, you have a lot of connections, and like your sport brings you a lot of friendships and memories.
Yeah.
And that's like one big thing about playing the sport. Like it's a lot of people who have the same mindset and drive passion as you. So like you become very close to those people. So that is one big reward from playing a sport.
I think sports really bring out like it helps you realize how much you can be dedicated to one singular thing and how much time you'll be willing to put in. And I mean, and you get a lot out of it, being able to win games and even just like make progress with yourself and your teammates and like go to all these places and see all these cool people and these like
It gives you something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Okay. So do y'all have any shout outs for today?
Shout out to the Lady Tiger volleyball team for this week of winning. Every single one of y'all.
We'll let y'all know next week if we won our game today.
What about you? You got any shout outs, Josh?
Mine?
Shout out to all the coaches that help with sports.
Heavy on the help.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach English.
We love Coach English.
he is a
Love
big
Coach
help.
English.
Oh, that's what I was scared of, y'all. It flew off. Okay.
Okay, it's gone now. It's gone.
Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for joining this week on Tiger Town Podcast. Remember, you can find us on all podcast platforms. Until next time, I'm Talia.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Cam, and we're out.